along the same lines as someone might say like an African booty scratcher. You know, there was something just as that for anyone from the Caribbean and specifically Jamaica. So as we talk about like Nigeria being like what we think of when we talk about Africa, Jamaica I feel like also has that when we talk about the Caribbean. So it's, with that comes a natural something to shit on. My family always taught me about being Jamaican first, which gave me an air of arrogance, you know, and you know, now I'm kind of like figuring out what that means, but I think that I never really let too much of those types of conversation get to me because I just always felt like being Jamaican, like we were the best, you know? And what could you say that held any weight about where I'm from, where my family's from? You know, like you're at my Jamaican food store getting our food, you know, because you recognize that all of the goodness that comes with that. Like you're playing our music, you know. I never really had an opportunity to delve into the negative sides of it. The negative thing that I would say I experienced would be just the dysfunction between the Caribbeans, period. So Trinidadians and the Cayman Island people, you know, Panama even, like Haitian, that is where a lot of the negative stuff I experienced came from. It wasn't necessarily Black Americans on us, it was more of us on us. So I grew up in a predominantly Caribbean church, and the dysfunction and the hate that lived within that was beyond confusing. So apparently, per my grandmother, Jamaicans hate Haitians and Haitians hate Jamaicans, and we just don't like each other, and we're not gonna like each other, and you better not marry one, and I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know. And then that guy, oh, he's from Trinidad and we don't like them because that, and then their food is off, you know, and I'm like, but then there's like a smile in their face and a hug at church. So I'm like, I don't understand what is going on here, you know? So that was more of where my negative, sad feelings come from. The main thing about me going back to the yard or home, right, that I feel like speaks to my nature 100% would be how they appreciate my beauty there. You know, being in America, being Blackie and not being valued for my features, you know, my dark skin and my wide nose and my full lips, you know, being basically the opposite of the picture of beauty, and then going to Jamaica and having people like, you're a beautiful girl, you know, like you're so beautiful and your skin and you're this, like being with your people, you know, and them knowing where you come from and why you look like that and why your skin is like that and accepting you for that versus saying anything else. So that to me was like something that was rooted in me from a very young age, was like, wow, like when you are with your people, like they understand you, they understand why it is, versus being here and they can't really get behind you culturally and your beauty, like that standard of beauty is just completely different. I feel that whereas media is idolizing it in a way that they never have, I think that within us as a Black community, we're loving ourselves deeper than we ever have, you know? And it was almost as if they gave us the opportunity to by putting us in main media, you know, like, okay, they can have a movie, you know, they can have a show, you know, they can have a couple commercials, and representation is everything. So when now that we're being able to see ourselves in these mediums, I'm sure little brown girls, dark-skinned Black girls, you know, my age where I was struggling, whereas they probably do still have struggles because it hasn't changed completely. I think that brown-skinned girls, you know, a lot of these things are helping change that little by little. But it's like, we had a heavy conditioning that was done on us. It is not gonna be done overnight. You know, it's not gonna be reversed. But I'm happy that little girls are gonna get something different than I had, because I was literally like smack dab in the middle of like whitewash and white standards of beauty, and having to look at that every day in the face, which was extremely hard because I was never gonna be like that. Never. I permed my hair, put a wig. I was never going to be that. And now these children are growing up with a standard of beauty that actually looks like them. It's like, amen. Amen to that. I'm like, it can make me cry right now. I'm just so happy that there's some things that they don't have to endure, you know? That makes me happy for sure. Being with your people, you know, and them knowing where you come from and accepting you for that. We had a heavy conditioning that was done on us. It is not gonna be done overnight.